Digital disappointment is something we are all suffering from. Many of us have been doing this work for about a decade. There are a couple of things I think that you can recognise that give you the signals that you're facing disappointment. The first is, are you actually playing nice with others? It's quite difficult. It's quite difficult because there are people that are very digitally native, there are people that are non-digitally native, and you have to use a common language. You have to bring all of those people together to collaborate in order to achieve your goals. The second then is, sometimes you're in the midst of a digital program and you don't see the stop signs. You don't see the red flags because you have this fear of failure. And everything can change at any one point. A new technology can come in and the previous one can be obsolescent. You need to look for those stop signs. You certainly know and you feel that disappointment when you've gone a little bit too far. The third one then is baggage. And this one is that sinking feeling when you know you've bought way too much as is in your to-be, where you've got too many assumptions from the past, you are automating the past, you're essentially just driving around the block and you've brought too much of the past into your new digital initiatives. And everybody has felt that. And then finally, the biggie. The biggie for digital disappointment is when you haven't been able to scale. You've done all this great work, but you can't get your POC to business function, enterprise-wide scale. And that for me is a definition of digital disappointment, because if you can't do that and realise your return on digital investment, what was the point? Stumbling block for me, number one, and the only one to really obsess about, is the failure to scale. Everybody is prototyping every technology you can imagine. Everybody's doing POCs, but if you can't get past the POC to enterprise-wide scaling, you are not going to be able to realise your return on digital investment. And this for me is number one stumbling blocks. And in actual fact, we've done some research recently. We interviewed over 8,000 executives globally, and we found some very interesting trends within that. We found that actually many of these companies are scaling 60% of their POCs. That was much higher than I actually thought, but only 1 in 10 are succeeding. And the 1 in 10 that are succeeding for 3 reasons. Number one, they're engaging with their customers, and sometimes their customer's customer. Number two, they're really thinking through how do they get the integration and the cooperation and the collaboration with their partners, and thinking beyond the boundaries of their own organisation. And then number three, they're thinking through, okay, what is the product and service lifecycle management that we should be in, not necessarily the one that we are in. And the prize for this, if you can get to scale, is that those that are succeeding are achieving double the improvements in revenue, double. And so if you can get to over this stumbling block, you can actually realise a fantastic prize of revenue growth. Triple Zero for us is a vision that we've found and created from all of the discussions in the industry. There are amazing things happening right across the industry at the moment, across zero loss, zero harm, and zero waste. And that for us, the combination of those 3 elements has become so compelling that it's guided our entire global investment to the epicentre of mining in WA and in Queensland. And it's inspired an entirely new generation. Zero loss is all about end-to-end visualisation, not just the silo view of identification of losses, but to look end-to-end, to identify, to understand, to categorise, to get to the root cause and then to eliminate, but to consider that end-to-end. Zero harm is obvious. People, when they go to work, should be kept out of harm's way. But here's the interesting twist. We are seeing now this insidious threat of cyber attacks. They're getting more frequent, they're getting more complex, and so we have to actually safeguard both humans and machines as part of zero harm. The third component is waste. Wonderful to see all the initiatives right now in the industry about carbon efficiency, water efficiency, carbon neutrality, and a lot of very ambitious goals that have been set. The interesting thing for me is, how actually do we transform waste into value? Is there an opportunity to apply circular economy mindsets, capacity utilisation, for example, or indeed circular economy models that actually would turn waste into value in our industry. And there's some great examples out there. You see tailings and elements within tailings being turned into engineered stone or surfaces for sports fields. Some great examples of value attained from waste. So for us, Triple Zero is the inspiration for our people, it's the inspiration, I think, for our industry, and I really believe it's a compelling purpose, a just cause, a noble purpose that can demonstrate the contribution of mining, and minerals in particular, to not just our lifestyles, but the prosperity of the nation, and actually the sustainability of the planet. I love coming to IMARC. The buzz here is great. There's so many new and interesting people to see, lots of great opportunity to network. For me, the takeout message is step up, lean in, make a big impact. There are opportunities for us as an industry to exceed many of our other peers in different industries and adjacent markets. We have the ambition. We certainly would like to see that realised. The return on digital investment, scale up your POCs beyond that 50% magic mark, amplify the skills that we have available to us, collaborate across the ecosystem to your partners' partners, and to your customers and your customer's customer. The opportunity for us is to make an enormous impact, an enormous positive impact, and I feel the energy and the enthusiasm and the passion at IMARC 2019.